Well, for Spanish speaking, we obviously had a ton of Latino food. And like I mentioned before, there's lots and lots of El Salvadorans in San Fernando. One of their most famous dishes is pupusas, or pupusas, rather. And they're so good. It's like a stuffed tortilla. You put cheese and beans and meat in, and you have like a sort of like a coleslaw on top. So good. And all the sisters are always so excited to teach the missionaries how to make pupusas. So we had that probably at least every other week, if not every week, and multiple times a week. Aside from that, there was a ton of tamales and beans and rice. I love beans and rice now. I was just talking to my husband last night. I just can't get enough of it. You'd think that after a year and a half of just eating that and having it with every meal, I'd be sick of it, but I love it. Just beans and rice and avocado and cheese. So good. All of the sisters in the wards, all of the families in the wards that we served in, they would feed us so well. They would always be like, "Are you sure? Are you sure you don't want more?" And it would get to the point where you're just like almost sick to your stomach because you're so full, but it's so good that you still want to eat more and you don't want to hurt their feelings by saying no. But we figured out that's a really good way to gain members' confidence, especially the sisters, Spanish-speaking sisters, is to eat their delicious food. So it's kind of a win-win, win their confidence and eat a lot of food. Especially among the sister missionaries, gaining weight was a really big worry. But it's worth it, and it just comes off after you leave your mission anyway. So just enjoy the food. That's my advice. Let's see. I did serve a transfer in English and American Sign Language. But just kind of typical American food. We had spaghetti sometimes. That was sort of a new thing because I'd been in Spanish work for so long, and so I had been eating pupusas and rice and beans and chiles rellenos and all this kind of stuff. And then I just had regular spaghetti, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like a taste of home. I almost feel like I'm back in the United States. What is this? So it was an interesting shift to do that. But as far as food that I didn't like so much, they have two main soups mainly from Mexico. There's pozole and menudo. And they're both really very good, but menudo is made with intestine meat. And so if you eat the broth, then you're good. And maybe some of like the vegetables that they put in with it. But I just could never stomach the meat. And sometimes they would put menudo meat into pozole and to try to like trick you. So I didn't particularly like that. But some people do, so it's always worth a try to be able to say, "Oh yeah, I've had that. I'm a seasoned veteran of Latino cooking." But really, everything was so good, and they're just so generous with everything that they have, especially with their food. It was a really awesome way for them to receive blessings, to be able to bless us. We were grateful.